Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitchin with Laura. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is having a great Saturday. Almost forgot what day it was. Holy cow. Sorry, needed to drink a coffee. It's just the way it is. So today we are working on cherry blossoms, and I got this from the MayDear company at Amazon. It is just so beautiful. Look at all those pink trees. Oh, can't say much for those people. They look a little androidy. But we'll see what it looks like. You know, it's one of those things you got to look at from a distance, you know. But it is a 14 count and comes with a nice booklet. I got this several months ago. And it does have 33 colors. Got to get everything where it was at. Yeah, I would have been here a little bit earlier. Oh, we're using number 5, and that is 335. Has a nice key that runs along the bottom, so it has regular stitches, and it has one color of back stitch, probably for the stems, that kind of thing. They're not stems, branches. Whew. Having a day. So yeah, I would have been here a little bit earlier, but I went to go pick up my beaded cross stitch and spilled an entire container of those beads onto my mat, so didn't lose anything. It just took a while because it decided it was going to be very staticky. So I went and got, I had some here. Got a dryer sheet, and I loaded them into the dryer sheet and just kind of used that as a funnel, you know. Oh yeah, but they kept sticking to my hand. It was great, just special. So we did that for about a half an hour. I was going to use tape, but that didn't work out so hot. Not at all. So what is everybody up to? Are you going anyplace this weekend? Doing anything exciting and special? I wish somebody was going to do something exciting and special. Yeah, it wouldn't be me. My daughter got her second COVID shot, and I haven't heard from her, so we'll see what later on today. You know, just kind of giving her a wide berth. See if she's okay. This will be her second shot. And yeah, so yesterday I worked a little bit on the Bristol sampler, and I took out the tree sampler again, thinking, yep, maybe it was just the day and I can stitch on this. And no, so I got to figure out how to organize my house and see if I can not organize it, but just try to find a decent place to sit and stitch with my, we'll call it a long arm, what do you call it? The magnifier glass thing, and light. See if that'll change things. I don't know. I've tried it with one thread. I tried it with 2 threads. I tried it just, I don't know what that's called. A tent stitch, which is that the single, you know, you just go in one direction. That's it. I tried that. No, that didn't look well. I don't know. So I guess it's just going to have to wait for me to do what I said I was going to do and go get, well, I don't have to go anywhere, but go to 1, 2, 3 Stitch and pick up 2 pieces of fabric and make it into 2 separate things on Ada, because this 32 count is just driving me nuts. So at this point I just put it away, and it'll have to be another day. Oh, I wanted to show you this. This is that little what do you call it, creamer that I picked up. It was so cute, and I know it's not Fostoria. it's too imperfect for Frostoria. Yeah, but I just thought it reminded me of that, and you can see it's got a line there, you know, like it was poured into a mold. Is that what it is? Like poured glass? But yeah, I still like it. I think it's cute. So I might use it like a little Ort thing. But it just reminded me of Fostoria and my mother. So we had a moment at the, what do you call it? At the thrift store. So, yep, had to have it. Thought we'd work over here in the trees a little bit. I can't remember. Oh, I was working on the, is it Two Birds, One Tree? The one I'm doing in the multicolor sulky thread. Worked on it a little bit. I don't know, I was just kind of tired, run down yesterday. I don't know what the problem was. So, we'll see. Some days I can sit there and stitch for hours if I have to or want to. And others, it just relaxes me so much, I just need to go take a nap. Well, I didn't take a nap yesterday, so that was half my problem. And laid down about 9:30 last night, and I was there for about an hour. Of course, I couldn't go to sleep. So, just doing a few things. But I had my ham and beans, and I made a single batch of cornbread. I love cornbread. So I got that left over. I think that's what I'm going to have for lunch today. But that's okay. Then I can have leftover cornbread with butter and honey. That's the only way I could get my kids to eat it, was with butter and honey. Sometimes I get real festive and make cornbread with jalapenos and onions and red peppers. That's always good. But yesterday I just made plain old cornbread because I got some good honey that I could have. Yeah. Good stuff. And I always buy the Jiffy mix, you know. Why mess with perfection? Yeah, I've been using Jiffy Mix cornbread, God, probably since I was old enough to know what cornbread was. My grandfather used to like cornbread and milk. That's what he would fix. Or he'd have crackers and, like, premium crackers and buttermilk. Oh, jeez, I hate the smell of buttermilk. I don't mind to make buttermilk biscuits. That's a whole nother ballgame. But when you're putting something in it and then just drinking it, couldn't drink it. Couldn't at all. Excuse me. So, yeah. That's all that has been going on here. I watched, in the past couple days, I watched 2 different, like, biography type movies. One of them was on Halston, because I didn't know much about Halston at all. And I like pretty clothes, but I mean, they're not for me to wear because I am just not your fashionista, you know. I guess what draws me to him is all the shiny colors and the shiny fabrics. They look great on somebody else, and they're pretty to look at. It's like eye candy, but it's not something I would wear. I like the way chiffon feels, but, you know, it'd like be putting a moose in a muumuu, and it really wouldn't work for me, so. But I do like the colors and looking at all the different textures and that kind of thing, so. Watched that yesterday. It was like we'll call it somewhere between 0 and 10 parts. So, it was pretty cool. It was just one of those little mini-series things on Netflix. Molly. I should probably see somebody out there. It's starting to be nice weather, so people are moving about. And then I watched one on Baumgartner. I think that's how you say his name. He was the owner of Elite Modeling, and he's the one that started the supermodel phase, I guess. I don't know. It was like, okay, thank God it was only in one session, because it was kind of boring. But I watched it all the way through. Nothing else better to watch, and I'm a little sick of Grey's Anatomy. And nothing else that I wanted to watch. Oh, I did watch that new movie on Netflix with Amy. Is it Amy Adams? She played in Enchanted. I like her. She's a real good actress. And it was called The Woman in the Window. It was kind of cool. It was good. She did a great job. So I watched that. I was in the movie watching phase. That's about all I did all day long. Well, it took all day practically to make the, what do you call it? The ham and beans, because I put the ham hocks and that ham bone in there. So I just kind of let it simmer all day on the stove, so it's not so hot in the house. I could have put it in the crock pot, but you know, I didn't. What is going on here? There we go. I guess I got it. Oh, it might help if I go down. Let's get rid of this thread. Watched YouTubes and other things on YouTube. FlossTube and other things on YouTube. Jeez, if I could just get my act together today. So, yeah, I ended up going back to bed about 12:30 and kind of up and down a couple times during the night. And I got up at 7 o'clock. Yeah, so I don't know what the problem is. Probably too much coffee. You know how that goes. I'm going to have to really learn to cut that back. So I didn't accomplish too much yesterday. Except making food. Felt like that was all I did all day long, but hey, I'll have stuff for the weekend, so I really don't have to cook too much. I might change it up here come tomorrow, but for today it'll be fine. And then whatever I don't use, I'll throw in the freezer, of course. That's always good. And then I'll have it all summer long, and I won't have to cook it. You know, sometimes I cook it in the crock pot, but yesterday I just cooked it on the stove. So by the end of the day, my whole house smelled like ham and beans and cornbread. Oh yes, and I did cook that pumpkin pie I've been saving. I think it was might have been Sara Lee. I don't know. I don't buy too many frozen pies. But I bought this one, and I was like, I really don't want this. It was Christmas, I think. It was just too much, and so I just took it out of the box, and it was all covered in plastic, so I just threw it in the freezer. So I picked up a thing of Ready Whip because I wasn't about the let's make whipped cream from scratch. I mean, that's only good for if you gotta feed a bunch of people, because I wouldn't get through it before it croaked, and I don't want to have to make it more than once. So I just buy Ready Whip. Sometimes I'll buy a Cool Whip. I like the extra creamy Cool Whip, but other times not so much. And it was a good pie. I didn't eat it all, of course. It wasn't too big, so I'll have it probably until about Tuesday if it lasts that long. But it was good. It was nice and spicy-ish, if you will. I usually like to make my pumpkin pies from scratch. They've got a little less, what is that? Pumpkin pie spice or pie spice in it. I guess there's less, what is it called? Allspice, and the cloves or cinnamon. So, yeah. It had plenty of that in this pie that I made. I just heated it and cooked it. And it turned out well. I was shocked. But usually they have really good prices on pies at the grocery store. You know, especially during the holidays. And so I'll get, maybe a pecan or a pumpkin pie. And then in the spring and summer they have like fruit pies. They have Honeycrisp and peach and apple and cherry, and they're really good. And they're already fixed. And sometimes they have, it comes in a little box about yay big, and they have like a tart size pie, and they have those several different flavors. And they're like $1 a piece, so I might get some of those, but I'm not usually really hungry for pie. And I haven't made probably a cake, and I can't even remember when I made a cake. Especially out here at home. Thimble time. So, I used to make a cake with a yellow cake mix, and then I'd take a can of, what do you call it? Fruit cocktail, and drain it out, and make a cake, put the fruit cocktail in the cake mix. Made this several times in Kansas, and then I put either a white frosting or cream cheese frosting on it. Oh my gosh. Love that. And then there was something I used to do with brownies. I can't quite remember how I did that one. These are something that my late boyfriend used to like, so I'd fix that, a few times a year. But I can't remember what it was with the brownie mix. You didn't mix it, but you put like the brownie mix down first, and then you put the cake mix. Maybe it was a white cake mix. I can't remember. White or yellow. And the brownies cooked up through the cake mix. It was really good. I can't remember what we used to use for icing, but it was good. I miss my mother's fresh apple cake, though. God, I love that stuff. And she'd make it in a 13 by 9. Of course, she was feeding 5 or 6 people. And she'd make a butter sauce with, what do you call it? I think it's sweetened condensed milk and butter. Oh my gosh. It was so good poured over that. And we used that on like gingerbread cake and spice cake. Oh yeah. But that fresh apple cake, oh my goodness, it was so good. Making myself hungry. And then she had a thing, it was called a Texas sheet cake. And you'd put it in a jelly roll pan. And then you made this icing, and it was kind of one you had to cook on the stove. The chocolate icing, and I think it was probably made with cocoa. And then you poured it over the top of that sheet cake, you know, when it was, what do you call it? Cooled down enough. And sprinkled it with pecans. Oh, yeah. Yum. And it was so rich, you had to serve it practically with ice cream. It was good. Don't know where that recipe is. My sister's probably got it. I don't know if it'd even turn out now, because they've changed all the things that were in it. I mean, as far as butter and margarine have all been changed, because, you know, everything's less saturated, or whatever the word is. Oh yeah, it's great. My mother gets so pissed because something wouldn't turn out the way it used to, because they changed either the butter or the, like, Crisco and stuff. Oh yeah, not good. Not good. But I don't usually make my cakes in 13 by 9 pans, because that's just way too much cake. It'd take me 2 weeks to get through that cake, and I don't think it's for lasting that long. One time, where was that? We were living, I think, in like Iowa, someplace where it was really humid. And this back when before I got divorced, and the kids were little. And we lived in a mobile home, and it had a cabinet that was built into the wall, and it had glass fronts on it, and I made this chocolate cake with probably chocolate icing, and I put it up there, you know, so it'd set up and be out of the way, and flies or whatever wouldn't land on it, you know, just keeping it safe till it sat up. I don't know how, I don't know when, and we ate it that night and everything, and I put it back up there and put a piece of saran wrap over it and everything. Next time I went to go get that cake out, I took the saran wrap off, and, you know, crappy saran wrap, the kind that doesn't want to cling to anything, the cheap kind. Yeah, so I went to cut the cake, you know, for everybody to have some for dinner. And I thought it was kind of weird. I thought maybe my eyes were going bad, but the whole top was crawling. Yeah, it was crawling with ants. I was livid. Then I hauled that off to the trash. We didn't have chocolate cake again that day. And I probably didn't make any more while I was there. Yeah. I made a lot of cream puffs. Finally got on to making cream puffs, so I'd make cream puffs and put chocolate pudding and whipped cream in it, and I usually made them at Christmas. Kids really liked those. They were just something different that my mother never made cream puffs that I know of. If she did, I don't remember. Or she just didn't want to mess with it, and it's kind of tricky where it's humid. So I usually made the cream puffs in the wintertime, when there was less humidity in the house and it wasn't so hot in the house, because we had company coming, and I made them, and you have to let them kind of cool out. And I set them down and came back in about 10 or 15 minutes, and them suckers were flat as pancakes. I must have made 4 batches of cream puffs before I ever got them where they needed to be. Oh yeah, I was pretty well. But my daughter likes to make cream puffs. Right now it's just kind of a, yeah. And it makes, the recipe, I think, makes 10 or 12. So, I mean, that's a lot of cream puffs, and I would never get through it, so it would just be best to make it, you know, if I was going to one of my kids' house. So, you know, for a holiday dinner or something. Well, we're making some kind of progress, guys. Yeah, I cook way less than I used to cook. Number one, I'm only feeding me, so, you know, some of that stuff goes by the wayside. I don't have to fix it, too much of it anymore. Because I'm the only one that's going to eat it, so some days it's like, why make it? So I don't know what anybody else is up to today. I just don't have any plans. I got all the stuff that I bought at the thrift store the other day all put away and on shelves where they needed to be. I'd really need to hang these pictures that I bought, what was that, 2 weeks ago? But I'm waiting to get my daughter over here, and she's been busy at work, and I've been busy at work, so it'll just have to wait. But I'm going to have somebody pound the nail in, and going to have to get something heavy to hang those frames up with, because I wouldn't say they might weigh 5 pounds. That frame is pretty solid. But I'd like to get them straightened out. Need to go get more trash bags so I can clean out the refrigerator and clean out some of the clothes that I'm not wearing and get rid of some of that. So that's next on my big high agenda here, you know. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Well, we're getting there. Just trying to get all the little reds done. Then I'll go back and do whatever. I think I'll probably work on these ones that actually have a symbol, because I can see them really well at this point. I kind of like to get them done before you get another color around it. But see if we can make some progress here. And this isn't too big. It says, oh no it doesn't. Oh well, that doesn't help much. It's 248 by 160. So it is, the actual picture that is 11 1/4 by 17 1/4 ish. Close. This thing's a godsend, man. I found it. It was in a pack. It had a marking pencil, like 2-ended marking pencil, one with white and one with a color of some kind. And then this, and I think it was like $4 or $5. But this is made out of plastic, and it has inches, and it has inches and centimeters on this side. It has been invaluable, and it'll last forever since it's plastic. But yeah, it was a good deal. I think I found it, you know, like you go to places like Walmart or whatever, and they'll have like a table of stuff for $5 here or there. You know, and stuff on cards and little doodads. That's where I found it. It was great. Loved it. I've been using it ever since. Not like we're gonna do a hem or make a dress or anything, but we got that part. Somebody's dog's barking out there. Molly. Sound like a fairly good sized dog. The owner of the trailer park, he has a great big, oh, he's like a long haired, we call it lab. That's what he looked like, but I'm sure it's Heinz 57. Beautiful dog. But he stays with him most of the time. He just stays right around him and he goes sniffing around. But they haven't been working up here, you know, on trailers. They have some that were emptied and some they've been revamping. Because I guess there's a law in Colorado that you can't move it within the same county. Does that make any kind of sense? Like if you were to buy some land, you could move an older trailer. They have to be older. Like, you know. So, my trailer won't ever be moving. It's probably been here since 1975. Or maybe 1980. So, yeah. It's not going anywhere. All four sides would probably collapse and the roof would collapse. But I'd have to move it to a different county if I wanted to do that. So, I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I'll take the easy button today and just work on this. It seems to be going quite well. I started up here with that white and it did not look the way it was supposed to. Now I'm going to try to get another color around it, but I may take that out and restitch it. I don't know what was wrong with it. But, whoops, nope. Almost put that in the wrong place. This is really pretty picture. I think they had this in a diamond painting too. It's right up there with Beautiful Scenery of Park. But I just thought it was gorgeous with all the beautiful pink flowers in the trees and stuff. It's just gorgeous. I love about these is that they're so clear and you can tell what the symbols are, and they're so easy to stitch. I don't know why I didn't just stick with them. My nose is all stuffed up from the dryer sheet. It does that. I get it on my hands and then, ugh. I don't mind it on my clothes, because, you know, you usually don't have them right up under your nose. I got some new laundry soap. Well, it's not new, like new to the world, but I got a different one. I got Moonlight Breeze, maybe? By Gain. Oh, I just love the smell of that. I even got the little wax melts. Now, you know I can't have them in my house. But I bought it anyway, so I just run it periodically. Not very often. I just like the smell of it. I don't know what it smells like. I can't even begin to tell you. But it does make the house smell good. And your clothes smell good. So, I think it might have been Moonlight Breeze. I don't know. Anyway. Well, we're making some kind of progress here. I pulled out another whole piece of this thread because I didn't think I had enough, but I mean, out. I didn't realize it was the same color that I used the last time. So, we'll see. Alright guys, well I think that's going to be it for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and please hit the bell. And that way you'll know when my next video comes out. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you tomorrow. Don't forget to buy me coffee. God bless. Bye-bye.